Alright, it's been about a week since the last mole video, so I don't feel too guilty about putting another one out. Also, I don't have much stuff recorded. I haven't really been playing the update since it came out, just haven't had the opportunity. So we might as well use up the remainder of the stuff from before the update. And I don't think the update really changes much about this build. You can still do it exactly the same way. We're going to try and have multiple beetles, and that means that we're getting free perks at the start of battle, and then the mole has perks to remove without having to actually pay for them in the shop. So we're going to try and get some attack onto the beetles here since they start at 1. It doesn't really matter too much about leveling them up because the perks are going to get removed by the mole anyway. Assuming some of them don't get removed, I guess there is that situation where multiple perks get removed and then you're maybe left with a single beetle with honey. But we're not going to worry too much about that. I'm also looking for frigatebird, which we get here. And actually we rolled 2 beetles, so that works out quite well. It would be nice to level into mole next turn, since we didn't take a level up on turn 3. And here's another beetle team, who are actually going to beat us as a result of the honey at the back. So yeah, we'll just take the immediate level up. We don't get mole, but we'll take the tropical fish and start scaling the beetles. It's kind of rare these days that I would be doing a run where I'm deliberately trying to keep tier 1s all the way. But I think beetle is unique in that it's the only pet that gains a perk on start of battle. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think it is. And that also means that it works perfectly with axolotl. So we're also going to try and find that on level up. But we do get the mole here. And I would also like to pill the mole, which is why I'm holding the pill, as you can see. We can put perks onto the beetles and then pill the mole to remove those perks while still retaining the perks in battle. So that's clearly another benefit. Yeah, you can see here it's the old version because the stork summoned the yak with the default stats. And I think I'm going to save the frigate level up for next turn in case we manage to get the axolotl. Probably should just buy the meat bone here so that there's another perk to remove when I pill the mole. And we actually find another mole in the empty slot, which is ideal. Yeah, I think here am I going to take another perk or not? No. It doesn't really matter too much because as soon as we get the axolotl, we're probably going to end up buying a bunch of perks anyway in order to trigger its effect in the shop. We're not really going to have any other scaling because we've got 2 beetles, the mole, plus the frigatebird, so we kind of don't have space for anything else. There were some runs where I didn't bother with frigatebird and I just tried to use axolotl only. We don't get it on the first level up, but we'll pill the mole anyway and use up those 2 perks. And there it is. So I think here, yeah, it's strange I'm trying to buy it without selling anything. I should just sell the tropical fish. And even though we removed the perks with the mole pill, the beetles clearly are still going to generate the perks needed to get another mole summon. Although here I think with the chili, we are going to win by 1 HP. Very lucky there. But getting axolotl on turn 7 feels pretty necessary here, I think. You know, it's just the scaling is not great. And we're only going to be getting the 2 activations from the 2 beetles. Well, we would have done if the dolphin hadn't sniped the axolotl. But I think we're still going to be fine here because of the strength of the mole. But level 2 immediately is incredible. We can also buy pie. And probably just looking for any perks at this point. It's kind of too late to be buy-selling any toy pets because we're locked into the stuff we already have. Although frigatebird isn't absolutely essential, I really wanted to have it in the team just to try and maximize the mole synergy. But we can buy perks for the +2/2, even though it won't actually affect the mole in battle when we buy them on the beetle. Front crow. That's a very, very large puffin there. not really possible to do that anymore with the Kiwi change. And well, I guess you could probably scale a cassowary and then swap its stats or something, but that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But we are actually going to get level 3 axolotl next turn, which is very fortunate indeed. And here's a more traditional team. And yeah, I think even with the triple mole, we're still going to lose. But we are going to upgrade axolotl to level 3 now. And probably should be buying some more stats onto the axolotl itself, since it's so painful if we actually lose it. Okay, I'm going to buy the salt. I guess that's partly why I've got frigate at the back to take any crocodile hits. But the lemon does good stuff here in making sure that we get the trade there. And we are actually going to win. Still definitely feels wrong having these tier 1s this late. And we're going to switch over to melon since we get a plus 3/3 for buying it as well. And might as well just take the stat food since we don't get any other perks. I think upgrading everything to pancakes is probably also very beneficial at this point. Golden pack opponent. Of course I didn't mention it at the beginning, but again, as per usual, it's versus all packs. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think at this point we're on turn 13 and I don't think the frigatebird ability has gone off once. Again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think we've somehow gone the entire way without facing any teams that had weakness. I guess when you've got play against all packs turned on, you're probably less likely to face teams like that. You know, if it's just pack 2, you're sooner or later going to face a bat or a microbe. But again, here we face pack 1, and pack 1 doesn't have weakness. Pack 3 does, but it's toad, and so you're not, you know, the frigatebird isn't going to go off at the start of battle, really. And maybe the mole would be gone by the time anything behind it lost the perk as a result of weakness anyway. But 9 wins, and we face this golden pack team, which is kind of wild. It has catfish plus blue-ringed octopus and bird of paradise and baboon as well. Just full-on scaling, and yet the mole synergy team is going to beat it anyway. Yeah, it's having a big scaling team just isn't quite the same when you can't put melon or garlic or something on to protect the units. So here's one of the other runs. This one I don't have the frigatebird. I've got the mantis shrimp instead, and it is a weakness opponent. But as you can see, the only pet that gets weakness initially is going to be the mole itself, and so it doesn't really affect the resummoning at all. I guess if they had Puffin or Hawk or something it would, but not in this case. However, the Spino hit there isn't great. It ends up killing the beetle off early and we lose. But you know, when you get a 9 win like that, it gives you hope to just keep playing, and you know you're going to get the win sooner or later. And then here's another run where I stole a rooster from the other team with anglerfish, and I was desperately trying to get it to the end. We've got the entire team of pancakes, but unfortunately here we come up against the level 3, almost full level 3 team in pack 1. So yeah, turn 18 didn't really have the longevity, that one.